Well, all right, y'all. All across the USC, Compton, Watts, Bay to LA, Pomona, California, from valley to valley, we represent that killer Cali. So if you keeping it real on your side of your town, you tune in to Gangsta Chronicles.
Gangsta Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes.
If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth.
Gangsta Chronicles, this is not your average show.
You're now tuned into the real MC8, Big James, and Big Steel.
This is strictly from the streets.
Hello.
We represent the James.
Really, man, between the movies and another big part of it was gangs, Crips and Bloods moving anywhere else was the dope. Because I remember I left Cleveland at 88, towards the beginning of 88, and I remember it was different Crip dudes coming to the city, different Blood dudes, because they had the dope, they had the sack, and they had cheap prices. Mm-hmm. They didn't come in on no shoot 'em up, bang, bang, take over shit. They came in, man, I can get you this for this, and niggas was fucking with them. So now you know, next thing you know, these niggas, they fucking with them, these different, in Cleveland, Kansas City, Missouri, different places. Now they start wearing blue, red, because they adapt to the guys that don't came in. They bring that whole mentality over there.
And you know, it's funny, my favorite color is red and black. I just love the color red, you know what I'm saying? I love the color, but I'm like, man, I can't be fucking defined by no color. So I wear a lot of red, and people be like, yo, I be like, nah, man, I just fucking like the color, man. Like, I just like the color, you know, and it's just crazy how we just defined by that, but the music was so influential because you gotta think Snoop had this run, so everybody wanted to be a fucking Crip. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, so we knew the Crips was popping from West Coast, MC8 is a Crip. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy, because my, if you want to say influence, didn't come from watching a motherfucker on TV or nothing like that. I started banging because shit, I was in a household with a single mama. I had a sister, didn't have no older brother, no older cousins, no older nothing. So I started gang banging because it was the niggas I hung with in junior high school and shit like that. It wasn't because I saw a nigga on TV or was, you know what I'm saying, and was like, man, I gotta be like him.
Boy, man, to keep it
all
all the way.
It was a product of my environment.
Exactly.
That's why I
That's
started
what it was
gang
with us.
banging.
I think the crime, what I'm saying with the movies, the crime rate increased in New York to a certain extent because we was like, hold up. Like the lingo, like, hold up. Because when I first heard Cypress Hill, the group, we thought they was from Brooklyn. Because there's a project in Brooklyn, notorious project called Cypress Hills.
I think everybody did that.
Yeah, so we was like, yo, it's Mexicans at Cypress Hill. So when we saw it, and then remember they used the EPMD music for Rampage. So we was like, hold up, first of all, they bit EPMD shit, because you know at one point you couldn't use another nigga sample. If he had that sample, you cannot use that sample. You know what I'm saying? So when we heard Cypress Hill, we like, yo, first of all, these niggas, but then we was like, hold on. Nah, but they repping Brooklyn. We didn't know they was from the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? So when we was like, yo, all the lingo, I smoke you, it start emulating it, making fun of it, to it starts becoming a part of you now. You understand what I'm saying? So I started seeing niggas in Brooklyn with Dickie suits and shit like that. Mm-hmm. And we started, and the first person that we seen wearing Dickie suits on the East Coast was Trash. Mm-hmm. We said rolling timber boots and jail suits in Uptown Anthem. So we started calling the Dickie suits, we started calling them jail suits. You know what I'm saying? But then we went to the Carhartt in New York. You know what I'm saying? We used to wear mad Carhartt. You know what I'm saying? We used to wear mad Carhartt. You either wear the brown or the blue one. You know what I'm saying? And the black one. And then we had 8-ball jackets. We had different shit. But the thing was, New York always had shooting. But it wasn't like, we admired the fact that y'all was getting away with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because in our mind, yo, we seen Boys in the Hood as a dead body by the fucking train tracks. Like, yo, that shit crazy. You know what I'm saying? And they just walk past the dead body. You gotta remember, we had Strapped, we had Juice. Mm-hmm. Look at the contrast of those movies between Colors, Boys in the Hood, and Menace.
And if you ask James, them was some punk ass movies.
Yeah. So
Let me ask the OG at the table,
I
James.
just say that the movies didn't really show how gangs was really getting down. It was more watered down than they portrayed it to be.
how accurate was Colors though? You gotta think we don't know this stuff. You gotta think I'm from Brooklyn. We do not know this.
James almost choked on the candy and shit.
Right?
Like I said, man, when I seen it, I mean, you had the police interacting with gang members.
Okay.
That's true. You had police that was fucking stupid and jumping on gang members and all that shit. That is true. But that chasing me up the street and I know exactly where you at bullshit and catch you at bullshit. The only scene that I thought was authentic in that movie is when they showed the jail scene.
That's
Everybody
it.
was at the bars banging like motherfucker. That. All that other shit and, you know, you did have Bloods turning into Crips turning into Bloods, hanging with each other, different motherfuckers. That's true. You had niggas gang hopping like a motherfucker. But the movie...
But you gotta now look.
I mean, it was commercialized.
We got
it was written by fucking who? Oliver Stone? Shit.
Now
so
look,
what the
somebody
fuck?
that ain't been in the hood and ain't
So now look, we don't know nothing. I'm a kid from Brooklyn. When I first heard Eazy-E, I bust out laughing because his voice was high pitched, right? And niggas had Jerry curls.
Man, who did that?
We ain't do that in New York. We always have fades and afros and Caesars and flat tops and shit. So we like, hold up. These niggas got their hair relaxed. We just couldn't understand that shit.
I was proud of the Jerry curl.
He had his
nigga.
curl. So mind you, we didn't get that shit. We didn't really understand it. So I remember my cousin Tab was like, "Yo, I've never run from a nigga with a Jerry curl."
I mean, he
know what I'm saying?
fucked up already.
But this was our mentality. So now we see in these movies. So we don't know nothing about y'all. We learning from the movie and the music. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, wow, it's a whole different world over there. They street, but this nigga got a house in the backyard.
Yeah.
We looked at that different because I'm in a building with 31 floors. It's niggas on top of niggas, on top of niggas, on top of niggas. Any given day, it's like 2,000 niggas outside. It's dice games over here. In Brownsville, where I'm from, it's about 5 different projects, all in one little vicinity. Coney Island is 10, because niggas go to Coney Island and think it's the Ferris wheel and all that shit. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So we looking at, yo, this nigga, because we used to say, man, if I had a house, I'd just be chilling because we envy y'all because y'all had houses. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Marcus came, the porn star came to New York. I took him to the projects. He was like, yo, how many floors this shit got? I said, yo, it got 31 floors. He said, yo, this shit is a skyscraper. I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah, well, the projects out here is different, man. The projects out here is more like townhouses, kind of like
That's not
disconnected
private
townhouses. You know what I mean?
That's condos to us. That's what I'm saying. So the music and the movies, that's how we learned about each other. Well, that's how we learned about y'all. So we had Strapped, we had Juice, but it wasn't based, it was crime in the movies, but it wasn't really a crime-based movie. Menace is crime. O-Dog is out of his fucking mind. You know what I'm saying?
Straight nut.
Straight nut.
But we had them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a whole bunch of old dogs.
A whole bunch.
Yeah.
It's a whole bunch of old dogs.
And I remember I was talking to Jail Felony one time. I did an interview, and shout out to him. I didn't even know what the fuck Sherm was. I was like, yo, sure, we gonna smoke a dip. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is he talking about?
Smoke a dip, butt naked. That's what it's butt naked,
Y'all didn't have
Sherm.
Sherm in New York?
You call it dust.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But it wasn't, niggas in Harlem did it. Staten Island niggas did it. But it wasn't all over like that. You understand what I'm saying? So even the drugs was different. Y'all had different weed. Motherfuckers in New York had seeds in their weed. You know what I'm saying? I remember seeing my pops with the album cover doing this shit, picking the seeds out. So everything was so different. You know what I'm saying? everything was so different.
We have some motherfuckers stress weed too now.
Back in
sure.
the days, yeah, you hold that shoebox this way and take the car.
Man, please.
Well,
Take
look,
that zigzag motherfucking
yeah.
pack.
But where the
nigga,
chronic
sort
come from,
that shit out.
Out here,
They
This is what I'm
got
saying.
bands
We
with that shit.
we didn't have so out in New York. Remember, all the rappers used to talk about Branson.
Yeah.
So they only knew one person
I've been to Branson.
that had so-called exotic weed. When y'all had that shit all over. You understand what I'm saying? So that was the contrast between us.